Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to do a really quick video today to show you guys how I organize and categorize my Polychromos, Faber Castell Polychromos colored pencils. So these are the pencils I mainly use these days. They're my favorite, and um, so I have initially I started just sort of I just swatched them out and sort of started using them, but then as I used them over time, I realized it would be helpful for me to just kind of organize them better, so I would know what color I wanted and where to find it. And so forth. So I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I just want to start with showing you the physical kind of case that I keep them in. So I love this. It's sort of like a canvas zip case that I got off of Amazon. I just think it's super cute. Love the pattern. So this was advertised as a 120 slot case on Amazon. Has sort of three separate openings. But what I found is that it actually holds more than 120. So I'll show you that once I open it up. But this is just the swatching system that I use, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this is basically the case. And I actually have two copies of 6 of the colors because I started with a 6-pack just to try it out, and end up really liking the pencil Polychromos, so I ended up then getting the 120 set. So I still have those original 6 that I got. So I think it was cadmium yellow here. There's a red and 4 other colors. So they're also in here, and they all fit. So there's definitely, more than 120 slots in here. And there's even, I still have room kind of. I would probably fit in another 3 pencils or a couple of pens. I just have an eraser in here right now. But yeah, so this is my case, and I like keeping it in this rather than the tin just because it's so much easier to find what I want and just see it all laid out. So the way I have it organized is I'll talk about that when I bring out the swatch sheet. Initially, when I got it, I just sort of put different big groups of colors together. So I'd put sort of all the greens together, all the reds together, all the blues together. And then I realized that there's actually, I kind of need to slice things a little bit finer than that because, there's different types of greens, and that makes a difference for the color palette you're using, and what colors will complement it, etc. So having said that, let me pull out the swatch sheet that I have in here, and actually I just keep it folded and I put it right in here and zip it up. And I put it in this kind of plastic film, so just to protect it. But I will take it out of this film because I think the camera is gonna have a hard time picking it up. So my original swatch sheet was actually on multiple pieces of paper, and I had spaced out the colors a lot more. But when I redid it, I ended up putting it all on one page. It's just easier to kind of see everything. And as you can see here, I broke it up into more categories than just, blue or just green. So I kind of actually used the color wheel. So this is my color wheel. I think it's kind of the standard one you can get at Michael's or any art stores. So I basically kind of just used the colors on this to figure out, where each pencil fit. So I start with sort of blue-green here, and then within each category, I tried to put it into light to dark order. So you can see here, the blue greens were a little bit trickier because there's some that are more on the blue side and some that are more on the green side. So, you know, maybe even further categorizing there might be useful. I don't know, but I tried to just put it in order of like value here. I did notice that actually it's there's not a huge range of values. Like the lightest color is not that light, and the darkest color is still not super dark. And there's a lot in between here. But yeah, so I have the blue green, then I move over to the blue, blue violet, and so forth across here. And I have a few categories that are others. So you have the grays, and then I just put generally with the browns, I try to divide them up into, like a red, orange, brown. So I put a couple of browns in there, or orange, brown, yellow, orange, brown. So generally that, olive green, yellowish, kind of has a brownish look to it. If you have the red browns here. So anything, a couple of browns here that I didn't strike me as or wasn't obvious to me which of the color families they would belong to. I just sort of put them in their own category here. So then these are just sort of the other, this white, Payne's gray, black, and then the metallics. I'm not a huge fan of the metallics in the Polychromos set. They're just, as you can see, they don't show up super dark or saturated. I do like the metallics in the Prismacolor better. But yeah, and then you have the red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, and so forth. I did notice that the reds sort of there are a lot more of them in this set. So if you have a lot of reds here, and then you have a lot of red oranges, and then you have a lot of red violets. So I thought that was interesting that this is a fairly red heavy set. And just, blue, violet, and violet, very few colors there. And then same with pure yellow. I guess you could consider these yellow greens more yellow. They seem to have kind of a hint of green in them, so I put them in the yellow green section. So that was kind of an interesting observation as to the proportion of each color family that's present in this set. And I know I haven't done this kind of categorizing with the Prismacolors, but I know they I think have probably a different proportion of colors. And yeah, that's it. So then once I have these, I sort of just put the pencils in according to this. So it's kind of dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, within the different families. And yeah, so now it's pretty easy to find them. Yeah, I have an empty slot here. So there's definitely more than 120 slots in this. But yeah. So just wanted to do a quick video to show people that. And this has been a lot more of a useful system for me than my older swatches, which were just, they were still by color, but just much more broad. So like, all of these greens were sort of in one. The blues and blue violets were sort of in one. So it does help me to break those down. But all right. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.